Hi there, I'm John Bond from Riverwinds Consulting, and this is Publishing Defined. Today I'm going to be talking about the best books in writing for both academic nonfiction authors as well as fiction authors. If you've been writing for a while, you've probably realized that most how-to books on writing fall into two categories, the overly basic and the overly prescriptive. What I'm talking about today are the rare exceptions, books that actually deepen your thinking about craft, structure, and voice. Let's start with nonfiction. A cornerstone is William Zinsser's On Writing Well. It's widely assigned and often recommended to beginners, but experienced writers tend to rediscover it. Zinsser's emphasis on clarity, simplicity, and humanity in prose is something we all drift away from over time. His chapters on voice and structure are particularly valuable if your writing has become dense or even overly academic. For something more structural, Helen Sword's stylish academic writing is excellent, especially if you work in scholarly or professional contexts. The author analyzes real academic prose and identifies what makes some of it engaging rather than impenetrable. She's not advocating for dumbing things down. She's advocating for precision with style. If you're writing articles, essay, or books that need authority and readability, this is a strong guide. Another standout is John McPhee's Draft Number 4. This is less a manual and more of a window into how a master thinks. McPhee's discussion of structure, how he organizes long-form nonfiction, is particularly valuable. He treats structure not as an outline you impose, but as something you discover through drafting. For experienced writers, that shift in mindset can be transformative. Then there's Steven Pinker's The Sense of Style. Pinker approaches writing from a cognitive perspective, asking how readers process sentence. His advice goes beyond grammar into issues like coherence, information flow, and the curse of knowledge, that tendency to assume your reader knows more than they do. It's especially useful if your writing deals with complex ideas that need to remain accessible. Now let's shift to fiction, where the challenges are different but no less demanding. The first of my top two recommendations is Stephen King's On Writing. It is often recommended early in a writer's journey, but it rewards a return visit later on. What stands out, especially for more experienced writers, is King's insistence on clarity and momentum. His advice to cut the adverbs is well known, but the deeper lesson is about trust, trusting strong verbs, trusting context, and trusting the reader. His discussion of revision, particularly the idea that the second draft is the first draft minus 10%, offers a practical discipline that even seasoned writers can benefit from. As an aside, it's a super entertaining book with almost nothing to do with horror. Then there's the favorite, Anne Lamott's Bird by Bird. Like King, Lamott is accessible, even humorous, but beneath that is a serious philosophy about process. Her famous concept of the shitty first draft isn't just permission to write badly, it's a recognition that discovery and refinement are separate acts. For experienced writers, this can be a useful corrective if you've become overly perfectionist or stalled in the process. Lamott also speaks directly to the emotional realities of writing, the doubt, the comparison, the persistence, which don't disappear as you gain experience. One of the most enduring and genuinely useful books is John Gardner's The Art of Fiction. This is not a beginner's manual. Gardner assumes you already know how to write a sentence and instead pushes you to think about what makes fiction come alive. His idea of the fictional dream, that immersive state where the reader forgets their reading, is something every serious writer should wrestle with. If your prose is technically sound but emotionally flat, this book will challenge you. A final one that gets overlooked, Francine Prose's Reading Like a Writer. Her central argument is simple but profound. Great writing begins with close reading. She dissects sentences from writers like Chekhov and Kafka to see how much is happening at the micro level. For seasoned writers, this is a reminder that improvement often comes not from writing more, but from reading better. Across from both fiction and nonfiction, a common thread runs through all these books. They don't give you formulas, instead they sharpen your awareness of language, of structure, and of the reader's experience. At this stage in your writing life, that's really the goal. Not more rules, but better instincts. All these books are listed in the notes below. Well, that's it. I'm a publishing consultant and work with associations, publishers, and individuals on a host of content-related challenges. Reach out to me at riverwindsconsulting.com with your questions. I'm the author of a 3-book series with Bloomsbury Publishing called The Little Guides. One covers getting a book published, one a journal article published, and the other giving a poster presentation. See the link in the notes below. Hit the like button below if you enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel or click on the link to see my first video in my series on getting your book published. And make comments below or email me with any questions. Thanks so much and take care.